All right, let's be honest. We've all been there. You're standing in the grocery store, staring at a mountain of avocados, playing what has to be the world's riskiest guessing game.
You do the squeeze test, you check the color, you pick the one that just feels right. You get it home, all ready for that avocado toast, you slice it open and, ugh. It's either a solid green rock or a brown, stringy mess. The disappointment is real.
And this image right here just perfectly captures that dilemma. On the left, you've got the dream, right? The beautiful, fresh avocado. And on the right, well, that's the rotten nightmare. The whole challenge is, how can you possibly tell the difference just by looking at the outside?
But here's the thing. This isn't just about your ruined guacamole plans. This seemingly small, personal problem, it actually scales up into a massive global issue. And when I say massive, I mean it. Get this. Researchers have found that nearly 40% of all avocados grown worldwide just go to waste. A huge chunk of that is simply because they get overripe. Think about all the wasted food, water, and energy that represents. So how do we possibly fix this? Well, believe it or not, the solution might already be sitting in your pocket. What if your phone could suddenly see what the human eye can't?
That's pretty much the exact question that a team of researchers from Oregon State and Florida State universities set out to answer. Their mission was to figure out a way to use machine vision, basically AI, to get a kind of X-ray vision, to see inside an avocado without ever cutting it open. To do that, they had to give the AI a masterclass in avocado ripening. For 8 straight days, they took pictures of the same avocados, meticulously tracking every subtle shift in color, while also using precise instruments to measure changes in firmness. They essentially created this incredibly detailed visual diary of the entire ripening process for the AI to study.
Okay, so you've got this giant pile of pictures, but, a bunch of photos is just a bunch of photos until you teach the AI what it's actually supposed to be looking for. And they did this with a really rigorous scientific method. First, they took over 1,400 photos in a special box with perfect, consistent lighting. Then, and this is the key part, they used a machine to get an exact measurement of each avocado's firmness. That became the ground truth, the undeniable fact. Finally, they fed all of that to the AI, basically saying, see this picture? This avocado has this exact firmness. Now do this thousands of times until you see the pattern.
Now, they didn't just use one type of AI. They set up a kind of competition between 2 heavy hitters. You've got CNNs, which you can think of as the detail-oriented detectives, focusing on tiny things like the texture of the skin. And then you have vision transformers, or VTs, which are more like the big-picture strategists, analyzing how all the different parts of the avocado look in relation to each other.
But this brings up a common issue with really advanced AI, what's called the black box problem. The AI can give you the right answer, maybe it says this one is ripe, but we have no earthly idea how it made that decision. Its logic is a complete mystery. And when it comes to the food we're about to eat, we kind of need to be able to trust its reasoning, right? So, to crack open that black box, they used this amazing tool to literally peek inside the AI's thought process, and this is what they saw. The green areas are basically the AI highlighting all the pixels that screamed, yep, this one's fresh to it. The red splotches, those are the visual warning signs that made it think, uh-oh, this one might be rotten. All of a sudden, its logic isn't a mystery anymore. We can actually see how it's thinking. Okay, so the theory is brilliant, the method is sound, but did it actually work? Let's get to the results. Oh yeah, it worked. Big time. The best model they tested could predict the firmness of an avocado from just a single photo, with an incredible 92% accuracy. I mean, let's face it, that's way, way better than we can do by just squeezing them at the store. And this chart here is the proof. That straight red line running through the middle, that represents a perfect prediction, 100% accuracy. And all those little dots are the AI's actual predictions. Just look at how tightly they're all clustered around that perfect line. It's an amazing visual that just screams, this thing is accurate. But predicting firmness is only half the story, isn't it? We've all experienced the ultimate betrayal, the avocado that looks and feels perfect on the outside, but inside it's a disaster. Could the AI detect that? And once again, the answer is a huge yes. As you can see from this chart, the top AI models were correctly identifying that hidden internal rot over 83% of the time. This is the real magic trick. It's seeing what is literally invisible to the human eye.
And if we dig just a little deeper into the numbers, we can see how well the AI's balanced different kinds of mistakes. High precision means it's not going to falsely accuse a good avocado of being bad, which prevents waste. High recall means it's really good at catching all the truly rotten ones, so you don't end up buying them. Both models did an amazing job. So, what does all this amazing science actually mean for the real world? Well, this technology has the potential to build a much smarter and way less wasteful system from the farm all the way to your kitchen. Just follow the journey. It starts at the processing plant, where they can use this to sort avocados in a flash, send the ripest ones to local stores, and the firmer ones on longer trips. Then at the grocery store, managers can use it to know which avocados to sell first. And the final step is you, the consumer, standing in the aisle, using your phone to confidently pick the perfect one for tonight, or for this weekend's party. And that's the ultimate goal. The researchers are on record saying they want to turn this into a simple, consumer-friendly app to empower every single one of us to choose with total confidence and finally put an end to that avocado anxiety. And when you zoom all the way out, you realize this is so much bigger than just avocados. This is a blueprint for slashing global food waste. It's about making data-driven decisions across the entire supply chain. And of course, you could eventually expand this to all sorts of other fruits and vegetables. So I'll leave you with this thought. We've just seen how AI can tell us if an avocado is ripe right now. But where does this go next? Imagine a future where your phone doesn't just diagnose ripeness, but actually predicts it. A future where you can point your camera at an avocado and it tells you, this one will be at peak deliciousness for your guacamole in exactly 2 days. That's the future this technology is building.